here's a quotation sent in by Mr. Ray Anderson of Rainier, Minnesota. It goes as follows. See if you can identify the author. The Irish are the crybabies of the Western world. The Irish are the crybabies of the Western world.
Let me think now.
Well, the literati went for his sports stories, and that made his reputation.
Yeah? Hemingway, no?
No. Hemingway, no, but you're in the right country, Mr. Behan. An unruly liberal columnist who altered his opinions on middle age.
Mencken.
No, this might be Westbrook Pegler.
No, but that's a very good guess. Our author took up painting. I don't think Pegler has ever taken up painting, has he? He once produced and acted in his own musical comedy named after one of his columns.
Oh.
The column was called, the musical was called Shoot the Works. Haywood Bruin. The founder of the newspaper.
Well, I know. I know a worse quotation of the Irish than that. Bismarck, at a time when the British royal family and the German royal family are very naturally very close, they're kind of related. And Beaverbrook did perform one service. He to the public. He told them that he got facsimiles of the signatures of members of the British royal family in Germany, where they used their German titles. But however, Bismarck was very he was annoyed by the Irish because they were annoying the English, and he said if the Dutch had Ireland, there would be a garden. If the Irish had Holland, they would all drown.
Mr. Callahan, how about this quotation?
About the Irish being crybabies?
The crybabies.
The crybabies?
The crybabies of the Western world.
Well, I don't. The Irish are given over in America to doing a little weeping. You know, the curious thing about Ireland, Brendan, you would notice is I passed through Ireland once on the way back from Paris, and I got a shock. The Garda, you know, the civil police, the police, they were all hard-faced guys. I didn't see any of this peculiar kind of crybaby stuff actually in Ireland that you get in the American Irish. So I think that Haywood Bruin's knowledge of the Irish was probably based on his knowledge of the Irish Americans. But you see, a country, you must remember this about the Irish. They had to cry to maintain their national identity. They were a country that was oppressed for 900 years. And a lot of their melancholy had to go into their songs in order to maintain their national identity, in order to live, in order to be Irish.
Don't you think perhaps they want to be oppressed? There are certain...
Oh, come on, cut that nonsense. I mean, I don't even call this cynicism anymore. It's just simple idiocy.
No, there are certain
Mr. Callahan,
people.
Mr. Dewars, go ahead.
There are certain people in the world who enjoy oppression. I'm not going to go too far in this or say where, but there are such people. And
you should have got a job in the SS.
Well, it wouldn't have been a badly paid one, but...
well, no, and that's the main thing,
No, gentlemen.
They complain of the black and tans, and they complain of Cromwell, and I think they're right to do so. But the trouble with the Irish is that they've got such long memories. If England had long memories of people who persecuted them and fought them, then we wouldn't even be talking to the West Germans or the Allies on the other side at all now. As I say, the trouble with the Irish is they are most likable people, but they have most long memories. And these days...
wrong with that?
Well, these days, yes, I think there is a lot wrong with it. It's not necessary any longer.
Well, you
No,
don't have
Mr. Behan, Mr. Olatunji first.
Is there anything wrong with having long memories?
Yes, I think it's very, very dangerous to have memories from one war to another. God knows where we'd be if we looked back half a dozen wars. We wouldn't be friends with anyone in the world now, but we are.
You know, there's a peculiar pattern of thinking, Mr. Dewhurst, that we're giving here. A little while ago, you thought there were some nations, you see, that had a special right or a special call.
No, you put that into my hands.
All right, you thought there were certain undeveloped lands that needed the kindly touch, you see, of a possessing power. Now you also think there's certain undeveloped, let us say, cultural lands that need a little looking after, you see, too, that want to be oppressed. The people want to be oppressed. This is a very peculiar and dangerous way of thinking.
That remember oppression more than
you said want to be oppressed.
Mr. Behan.
Well, You see, the position, to get back to the original quotation, which was a rather shoddy product of a rather shoddy mind. Luckily, Beaverbrook doesn't write his own papers. He's got
This was
people
Mr.
more.
Bruin. This was not.
Oh,
the
they were
crybaby
the
one.
crybaby.
Crybaby.
Oh, the crybaby one. Well, the Irish in Ireland are very concerned with all sorts of things. If they get a letter with a harp on it, their emotions are stirred because it's an income tax demand, and they're mostly. I don't see them.
Mr. Behan, I'm sorry, our time is up.